All right. Hello. How's everybody doing? Happy Thursday, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today and joining today's live stream. We are going to be listening to some of Veroscope's analysis. We're going to be listening to Nicole Kessinger talk about the phone call, the same phone call that she doesn't remember 111 minutes, and she doesn't remember anything. But she remembers all the other things about Chris Watts. All right. So let's go ahead and listen to that analysis. Very important listening to this because anytime that she lies, there's always more lies under there. And so, with as much help as we've gotten, there is still so much more to uncover. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into this. And if you haven't done so already, please go ahead and check him out. And he's great. Veroscope is the channel. Go ahead and watch this video and also give him a like. This title of the video is Why Does Nicole Kessinger Bet that Chris Watts' telephone calls together will be different? That's a question I've always had, right? Because Chris Watts said that they were playing Twister. Well, we were playing Twister. As you saw, right, in the introduction of this live stream, that is what he's saying that they were doing. Let's go ahead and see that again in case you guys forgot. So, this is what Chris is saying that he was doing during that 111-minute phone call. Imagine floating around in the air like that for 111 minutes. I mean, who hovers over the twister board like that for 111 minutes? Dang. Now that's some core workout for days. So, yeah, yes. Yes, we're doing Veroscope. We are doing Veroscope. Again, I love this channel and I do love the analysis of it. So, yeah, let's go ahead and dive into it. And of course, feel the validation, right? When it comes to Nicole Kessinger, I'm not a professional. I don't think who knows, maybe some of you are, but I'm definitely not. But, I like listening to this from a professional's perspective because it helps us, learn more about it. But also, I mean, we've been calling it. We've been saying this from the very beginning, and none of us are professionals. So, it's very clear that we can see what other people see. All right. Yeah, again. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and dive in.
The murder. Chris Watts murdered his entire family. And a few days later, this is his mistress. And the police are
Yep.
interviewing her. And we're going to be looking at the words that she uses to see whether or not we can gain any further intelligence as to her involvement in the most awful crime of the murder of Shanann and the two children. And also, Shanann was pregnant with a little boy that they had named Nico. So let's listen to what she has to say, and we'll do this at conversational speed rather than go into a document to analyze. And you'll hear the sorts of words and phrases that I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And let's carry on.
And I remember talking to him, and
Right. These are the words and the phrases that we're looking for. Remember hedging? Hedging vocabulary or hedging language is something like or kind of sorta, maybe, probably, right? Anything that isn't a direct yes or no that can be, you can always pull it back later or backtrack or say, "Oh, well, I said probably. I said I wasn't sure," right? That is the hedging language that we're looking, when we're listening to Nicole Kessinger. So anytime that she says something like that, it's probably a lie.
I was like, well, maybe it's that Nikki girl. And he's like, well, Nikki called the cops, so why would she be at Nikki's house? I'm like, I don't know, kind of throws her off the trail of where she's at, And it's like, it sounds kind of weird, but it's like, he really made this sound like this woman was just like upset, left the house, and that was probably what he thought happened.
This woman. Well, he probably just thought that this woman was upset. She left the house. She was over it. This woman, she says. I did fast forward it a little bit because I just, I've heard this interview so many times, guys, so many times. I mean, it lives in my brain. It wakes me up in the middle of the night. These are the nightmares that I have, believe it or not. I wake up and I hear this. This is the spot. And I'm like, who said that? And I wake up in the middle of the night and it's just darkness. And then I just hear, outside my window, and I think it's Nicole Kessinger. It's not. It's not. It's just an animal, right? Who knows? It's probably the chupacabra, but honestly, I'm not even scared of the chupacabra. I'm scared of Nicole Kessinger. Let's continue.
So little things like this woman. Do you see there's slight denigration there? This Nicky girl. There's an arrogance, isn't there?
Right.
There's an aloofness. There's a judgment. So these are the sorts of things that we're picking up from the language without really knowing much about the actual case itself. Let's carry on.
Yes, yeah. Did you guys notice how she said this Nikki girl? Well, it's probably this Nikki girl. What, you mean? Are you the one who's involved, Nikki? Right, but she's saying Nikki as in, oh, Nikki, the Nikki girl, that Nicole Atkinson woman, is what she's saying. Oh man. Ugh, let's continue.
To her, and so I didn't really put too much like.
Did he tell you the kids were missing as well?
Yes.
Also, if you're gaining information from a suspect, interrupting them is not a good idea. Sometimes free flow of their own narrative is the better way to gain intelligence.
Yes, Kevin. How about you learn from these videos, Kevin? Did Kevin not have any of the Veroscope videos? Probably not, huh? Veroscope didn't exist before. Yeah. I mean, why would you introduce something else when the witness is already talking about a story? This is something that Kevin does consistently throughout the entire interview. He stops her. He's like, "Actually, I know you're telling me something so important right now, but can you just like be quiet? I want to ask you about what's your favorite pizza topping? I just want to know. I know it's off topic, but it's just really important. I had to get it off my chest. What's your favorite pizza topping?" And then Nicole Kessinger goes down this whole ramble. Oh, well, I kind of like pizza, but not really. I used to like pizza when I was like not too much into fitness, but now fitness is a lifestyle. And so therefore I no longer really eat pizza. But if I do eat pizza, it would probably be one of those pizzas with like a bunch of vegetables on it. And like, and then she'll just go on and on and on and on about the pizza. Well, what about the original question? This is something that Kevin does. He's so annoying about it. Let's continue.
She'll often be in the middle of a problem and he will interrupt and almost rescue her linguistic problem.
Yes.
I knew. I mean,
Yes, he almost rescues her, right? She's saying something almost incriminating, and he's like, hold on. Let me ask you something completely irrelevant. What's your favorite color? Why are you asking her that? Who cares? Let's continue.
which made sense to me because I was like, well, if you were at work all day, I mean, he didn't tell me he got home early. He didn't say. He really made this sound like this woman was just like upset, left the house, and that was probably what he thought happened to her. And so I didn't really put.
And that was probably what happened to her.
Oh.
You see, her language has the tense sometimes of prior knowledge.
Much like.
Did he tell you the kids?
That's interesting. It does. It does sound like she has prior knowledge of something, right? Oh, that's probably what happened to her. What? She earlier said, oh, what about that person that went missing in Brighton? I mean, you guys in Longmont looked into a woman. Well, not you guys, but other detectives. Maybe that's what happened to her. And then she talks about Thrive. Well, maybe it was the patches. Maybe that's what happened to her. And then she talks about finances. Well, it was maybe all the finances. Maybe that's what happened to her. She says all kinds of things that are irrelevant. She comes up with every theory and she's like, oh, maybe that's what happened to her. Well, what about the truth? How about that? She doesn't want to mention that.
Were missing as well?
Yes,
with her?
I knew.
Okay.
I mean, which made sense to me.
So, did he tell you the kids were missing or not? Now, let's listen to her answer. The answer to that is yes, he told me. But in forensic linguistics intelligence, it's the accumulation of subtleties that make a difference. So as an example, she doesn't say, yes, he told me. She says, yes, I knew. Do you see the very subtle difference there? Let's put on the subtitles. Did he tell you that the kids were missing as well? Yes, I knew. I mean, which made sense to me because, yes, I knew. I mean, which made sense to me. Do you see the problem with her language? It's
Yeah.
very difficult to listen to.
Yep.
She is confusing, and deception lives in confusion.
Yes, it does. I mean, look at what she's saying. Kids were missing as well. Yes, I knew. I mean, right? She says, I mean a lot. Yes, I mean, well, I guess. That is all Nicole Kessinger language.
Next time you're confused, don't think it's you, because the vast majority of the time it isn't. Your gut feel works perfectly well, and if something is normal and explained, you understand it.
Yeah.
But where there's confusion, it's often deliberate
Yes.
by the gaslighter to keep you
Yep.
confused.
Yep.
And you need to ask yourself the
Exactly.
question, is Nichol Kessinger deliberately confusing everybody?
Absolutely. In my opinion, yes. Yes, it's deliberate. Gerald's 2 cents, thank you so much. Oh my God, thank you so much for the super chat. If Miss Macromaniac actually wrote a book, it would be called, like, If I Kind of Sorta Did It. Followed by 100 Ways to Cook Chicken and Carrots. Love it. Oh my God, that is so funny. Thank you so much, Gerald's 2 cents. I love that book title. That is so accurate. That's definitely something she would write. Like, if I kind of sort of did it, but I don't remember. Can you imagine the whole first paragraph, the whole first chapter of that book? So like the whole point of this book is so that like I can kind of sorta talk about like my innocence kind of, but the thing is like I don't really remember. Anyway, chapter 2. Fuck. Imagine reading a book like that. Oh my God. You'd be confused the whole time. You're like, wait, is the sentence over? No, it's just one whole run on sentence. The whole book, every chapter is just one run on sentence with a bunch of likes and ums. Don't get it. I don't recommend it. It's a shitty book. LA Woman, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. Oh man, love it. Thank you so much, Gerald's 2 cents for that. I love it. Speaking of which, any book, right? This is the thing. Any book that Nicole Kessinger would write would be full of lies. So I do wonder. If she were to write a book, which I don't think she ever will, right? I don't know. She never will. Um, but say in an alternate reality she did, it would be confusing. It would be confusing. I'm willing to bet it would be confusing. Tiger, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Let's go ahead and celebrate. Celebrate. Let's celebrate. Yeah, the book will be sold at the dollar store. 2 for 1 deal, right? You can rip off the pages and use it to clean your iPhone. It'll be right next to the Windex bottles too, so you can use them. It has multi-purpose. You can read it. You can use it as firewood, right? If you need to start a fire, use the pages. It's fine. You can use the pages as rags if you need to clean something up. Just sometimes, if you ran out of toilet paper, if you're out camping and for some reason you brought the book to entertain yourself, you're like, oh shit, I have no toilet paper. Hey, multi-purpose. All right, guys, let's continue.
With her gaslighting techniques. Let's carry on and listen. Bear that in mind as we listen.
I was like, well, if you were at work all day, I mean, he didn't tell me he got home early. He didn't say that to me. So
everything has to be hedged. Everything has optionality. Everything is
Yeah.
said and then countermanded. This is the technique of the gaslighter.
Also, look at her face. Look at her face. It's like every time she's lying and she wants to seem convincing, she makes a face. Anyway, let's continue.
So they can never be pinned down properly. They can always wriggle out of it. And that's why they put in the constant optionality and the constant confusion. Most of the time, of course, it's not recorded. So the gaslighter, having got you confused, whenever you catch them, can now double down and repeat that you're confused, that they didn't say that, or they didn't mean that, or they did say that they weren't sure, and on goes the technique.
I mean, it made sense. Like, if she's going to leave, they should probably go with her.
Oh, there
So
we go
here
again.
she's saying, if Chris Watts's wife, Shanann, is going to leave, then the kids should probably go with her. That would make sense. Do you see the problem with this?
It's her face. Apart from her face, right? Apart from the fact that she's trying so hard to sound and look convincing by going, it's all the lies, right? It's what she's saying. Oh, well, if she's gone, then the kids should probably go with her. Why not stay with Chris though, right? Again, now she's saying the kids need to go with her. So if she's missing, it makes sense for the kids to also be missing. So in a way, she's using that as an excuse for her not being so worried, right? That the kids are missing. She's so crazy. She looks like she's about to start having a seizure. V-bug. She looks like she's drowning. She kinda does. Oh my god. All right, let's continue.
The kids should so all the time buying the optionality, the hedging language should now who says that if you've got a missing family, and who says yes, it would make sense just because Shanann's missing, it would make sense that the kids should probably go with her. This is not the actions and language of someone a few days after the murder where the man that they've been having an affair with has killed his entire family. There's a laissez-faire, arrogant, and fearful. And Dad's there watching like a hawk.
Yes.
Apparently this woman stabbed somebody, and Dad again had to come to the rescue on that one to get her out of trouble. What is that story about? What does anyone know the full story of this woman stabbing someone?
Oh my. I don't know why. I don't know why that it made me chuckle. Does anybody know the story of this woman stabbing someone, right? That is, that's an interesting story. I'm still going down the rabbit hole on that one too. Um, I just think it's funny how Veroscope brings it up. Nothing we haven't said before, right? We've mentioned that Dwayne stares at her like a hawk throughout the entire time, and that's true. If you look at Dwayne, he's not looking at anyone else. He's not looking at Kevin or at the other investigators. There's more standing behind. You don't see them, or sitting, I should say. But you don't see them, right? But he's not looking at anyone else except Nichol Kessinger because he's focused on her. He wants to make sure that she doesn't give herself away and incriminate herself. But the other thing is that, yeah, her dad comes to her rescue in every single situation. She stabbed someone in the back because she got caught giving somebody face twister, right? Or playing face twister one way. And so she didn't like it. And she's like, oh my God, you made me lose. And she goes full on, Alfred Hitchcock on, the guy's friend or the guy's dad or something, right? What is going on? What's up with this person's behavior? Ever since she was young, it shows you that she's been unhinged. And that doesn't change with age. If she was unhinged in her youth, right, when she was a teenager and then going on into her 20s, she's not all of a sudden going to become mature in her 30s. No, it's the same type of behavior. It doesn't change. And so, I don't know. I thought it was really interesting, though, that Veroscope brought it up in the way that he did. To me, it was just so funny. But also, right? He's like, "Do you see the problem with this?" And like Eric said, right? He's like, "Do you see the problem with this?" But he's pointing to her face, and we're like, "I see many problems with this." What? It was Dwayne's friend that got stabbed. Wait, it was? I thought oh no, wait, no way, really? It was Dwayne's dad, or sorry, Dwayne's dad, not Dwayne's dad. Dwayne's friend. So she stabbed her dad's friend in the back? What in the world? Oh my god. I thought it was just like, her boyfriend's dad, but dad and Dwayne were not friends. Yeah, longtime family friends, supposedly. Yeah, you can't heal from narcissism. It follows you forever. Oh, 100% McCurley. A narcissist is a narcissist forever for the rest of their life. You can try. It doesn't really work. Dad's friend is also the neighbor. Oh my goodness. So Dwayne lost a longtime friend because Nicole Kessinger couldn't keep her face to herself. Is that it's not even that she couldn't keep her face to herself. That's fine, right? That's fine. But it's the stabbing part that is not fine, right? It's like, so what? You got caught doing whatever. You don't have to stab people for it. But it just shows you that she's unhinged. She has anger issues. She can't control herself. She's very emotionally immature. Wow. All right, well, let's continue.
If so, please put in the comments what you know about that, even if you don't know the full story. So at least enlighten us a little bit. I've heard it before in the comments, but I thought, it's a bit unusual. Anyway, let's carry on.
And so I don't know. I feel like I wish I should have like processed all of this earlier.
Whoa. Did you hear that? I wish I was like, "Ugh, I wish I would have just like processed all of this." What? Oh my goodness.
I don't know. I feel like
I don't know. I feel like
I wish I should have like
whoa. I don't know. I feel like, I wish, I should have like. Holy shit. Who who talks like this? And Kay's Norman Bates' sister. Right. She's psycho. She's psycho female version. 100%. She's so crazy. But what is this right here? I don't know. I wish, I feel like, I wish, I should have like, huh? I have to take a picture of this. Hold on. Yeah. I just have to, I was going to write it down. It's just easier to take a photo of it. I don't know. I wish, I feel like, I wish, I should have like, oh my goodness. Imagine having to read that in a book. All right, let's continue.
Processed all of this earlier, but I just don't feel like
I feel like I should have processed all this earlier, but I just don't feel. So, what do you mean you should have processed all this earlier? Let's hear what she has to say about that.
I don't know. I don't know why these videos make me laugh so hard. Oh man. These videos are so good. Like, what do you mean? It's so true though. Like, Nicole, what do you mean you should have like processed all of this earlier, but I just don't feel like just process it, girl. Like, what are you waiting for? Process. Oh no, she needs Hazel. 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 That's what she needs. She's like, "Oh, I want to help you guys, but the thing is, you guys are not helping me. My mental health is not where it should be. Where's Hazel?"
when one of my friends is gone, I'm like, oh my God, they got murdered. We should address this. Like, I haven't heard from them.
Yes, well, you should address things when one of your friends gets murdered. I mean, ignoring it is just, it's ridiculous. It's a bit like the post. If you don't open the post and address things as they come in, it builds up, it mounts up with the problems, doesn't it? And it's the same with when one of your friends gets murdered. If you don't address it straight away, it just piles up. Just ridiculous.
It's so true, though. It's so true. You can't just ignore when one of your friends gets murdered. But the thing is that Nicole has been saying this her whole life. She says, when one of my friends goes missing, she goes missing for months on end. I don't think, oh my God, she's been murdered. No, I just think she'll be back. What kind of mentality is that? What kind of mindset? Out of sight, out of mind. That's Nicole Kessinger. As long as the person is out of sight, she doesn't give a shit. She's like, oh, I don't know. Wait, are you asking about my friend Leslie? Oh, that's right. She went camping 5 months ago. She hasn't been back? Oh. Mm. Girl, she's your friend, isn't she? But no. Right. This is Nicole Kessinger. She says, when one of my friends goes missing, I don't think they're murdered. And it was paused in that. Look at the fingers. Which fingers? You see them? Here, let's go ahead and show you in a different angle or bigger. They look very witchy, don't they? Look at the fingers. They're all like curved and long. Who knows? Maybe she's turning herself into a chameleon. Or maybe she is a chameleon, right? She's turning herself into whatever entity lives inside her. It's Nicole's cousin that lives inside her. Let's continue.
The whole thought when somebody just checks out for a day.
No. So it got late at night, and like I remember.
No, it's just okay. So one of the things to do with statement analysis, and I just caught myself there.
Okay, I have to. I don't care. I have to. No, she says when being asked. That's kind of weird. So when your friend goes missing, you don't think, no. She does it a lot. And she also goes, no. Let's go ahead and see that again.
Out for a day.
No. So it got late at night, and like
when one of your friends gets murdered, if you don't address it straight away, it just piles up. Just ridiculous.
The whole thought when somebody just checks out for a day.
No. So it got late at night, and like I remember.
No, it's just okay. So one of the things to do with statement analysis, and I just caught myself there, is we enter the statement believing the person. Even if we're entering a part of the statement where we've already watched part of it, each new time we enter the statement, we should enter believing them. That way, we stop the finding of deception markers which really aren't there. It's important to have that. See, I just caught myself, and partly it's because I'm making a YouTube video, etc. But I caught myself judging her and looking for the deception, which is the wrong way of going about things. So that's a good lesson. And reminding yourself of the lesson is important, isn't it? In all sorts of skills in life.
I still think she's lying. When she goes, no. It's not that I'm looking for the deception, is that I think that is part of the deception. When she does the whole no, and it's little O's and then big O's and small O's and then bigger O's, that's deception to me because her baseline is off. She's all over the place at that point.
So eventually she's going to talk us out of it, however. So we start with that position until they themselves talk us out of it. And so far, we've heard hedging. We've heard an unusual statement that she thinks it would be probably the right thing if she goes for the children to be with her. Things like that. It's unusual.
Telling him, he's like, I think she'll be back tomorrow. And he was going to go into work. And I told him not to. I was like, you need to stay home and you need to help the cops. I'm like, and you need to.
And notice throughout the interview, something that we're picking up is this woman is controlling everything that Chris does.
Yep.
Literally, all of the rule making
it's all
appears to be through her.
Yep.
All of the communication systems, the instructions to delete Chris's telephone.
Yes.
all of the data and texts and evidence. And she herself deleted from her own telephone the evidence and eventually reluctantly gave the telephone because she knew it would be got by a warrant anyway,
Yep.
and tried to impose rules. And she's tried to impose her own rules as to who and who can't be interrogated as a witness.
Yep.
The audacity of this woman is off the charts. She is of a narcissistic type and extremely skilled, competent, and practiced in gaslighting.
Yep. Yes. I agree. I agree. She is a professional gaslighter, in my opinion. Look at everything she's doing, right? She was the mastermind. She's the one telling him, no, 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 no. You need to go to work. No, 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 no. You need to go help the cops. Oh, no, no, no. You need to go to your house right away. Oh, you need to do this. You need to delete that. You need to email this person to delete your Facebook. Everything is her. She's the one giving Chris direction every single time. Let's go ahead and pull up the calendar. Let's go ahead and look at every single time that it's Nichol Kessinger giving him direction and not the other way around. All hands email, it was her. This email, it was her. The tornado, or sorry, the AMC date, which made Chris cancel his what is it? There we go, the ultrasound. It made him cancel the appointment that he had with Shanann to the ultrasound. He said, I can't go because I'm stuck in a tornado. So even that excuse, it was because of the date that Nichol Kessinger set for them. Everything after that, right? When you look at the first Twister date, who decided, oh, let's go to the park? She did. He said, oh, hey, we can't go here anymore because my friend runs here, Nick Thayer. We look in the future, right? We look into the future. Look, Nichol Kessinger is out of town. She comes back. She decides that she's going to go to his house. She helps him dial in his macros. She's the one helping him with Facebook. She's the one taking him to the car museum. She's the one getting Bandimere Speedway together. She's the one who planned the Great Sand Dunes. Everything. Let's go ahead and keep looking at even more things. She's the one that gives him the key. She's the one that says, let's go to the Lazy Dog. What else? Any time that Nichol Kessinger is asked about something, it's her. Oh, I was the one looking for his apartments. I was the one who was telling him about his finances. I was the one who was telling him to work his marriage out. It's her. It's always her. She's so helpful, apparently, right? And this is why I say that she just has a diverse resume. She has a variety of different professions behind, in her belt, right? Because my goodness, how many more professions can this woman add to her resume? Holy shit. She's a jack of all trades. Yeah, she's the puppet master. Yes. Yeah, yes. Oh, thank you, Jasmine Sue. The calendar coming in very handy. Great idea. Thank you. And we're still adding. That's the thing. The thing is, we are still adding. Yes, Debbie, thank you. Make a second bank account. What else? Use your credit card. What else? My God. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Let's continue.
And that's how you enter the statement, believing the person. Let's carry on.
For her to come back, and he's like telling me like, well, what if like she comes back and she sees my truck? And I was like, you know what I would do? I was like, I would ask one of your good friends who's off of work tomorrow to come over to this house and hang out with you while you're here. I was like, and go park.
Yeah, you see that? You know what I would do? I would tell your friend to come over your house and you know what? Go park your car over there. Go do that. I would eat Lazy Dog. Actually, don't eat that. Eat carrots. You should also make some chicken. What the fuck? What, can Chris not even decide if he wants to take his shit on his own? Like, it has to be Nichol Kessinger telling him, go, Chris. I give you permission. Oh, you need to go potty? Number 1 or number 2? Number 2? Okay, here's some extra tissue. No, that's it. That's all you get. We only have 2-ply. What? So we are expected to believe that a man who couldn't make his own decisions made the decision to annihilate his family that morning? A man who needed to be told what to do by Nichol Kessinger, and prior to that, by his wife, and prior to that, by his mom. We're expected to believe that all of a sudden this man grew a pair and he's like, you know what? I'm going to do everything on my own now. I don't need to hear it from Nichol Kessinger or anybody else. I'm just going to make my own decisions. Are we expected to believe that? No. The man never made a single decision on his own. All of it was because other people made those decisions for him. Even hobbies. His hobbies weren't even his own. They were his dad's. This man, Chris Watts, is an empty shell of a human being. He doesn't have any personality of his own. And therefore, he doesn't even have his own thoughts, his own analytical process, or his own planning. He just can't. I think he's just incapable of it because he's dumb. But anyway, let's continue.
Park your truck down the street. I was like, so she's upset at you and she wants to come back.
And now she's suggesting that where he parks his car. And I was like, so she's upset at you and she wants to come back. I was
like, but she doesn't want to be here. If you're here, maybe. I was like, if she comes back, I was like, and she doesn't see your truck, maybe she'd be more willing to come in the house. I'm like, but don't be alone with her. I was like, because if she's upset enough to leave, I was like, you don't know what kind of confrontation you're going to have when you get back in the house. And I was like, so that's why you should have a friend there so that you're not alone with her. And I was like, and if for some reason you are alone with her.
So now we're getting this enormous story about what she said to him.
Yeah.
And the story is all orientated around if she comes back, what to do. And it's
not only that, but she's also painting Shanann as the crazy one. Did you guys notice that? I mean, it's subtle, but she's like, oh, if she comes back and she sees your truck, make sure that you're not alone with her because you don't know what kind of confrontation you're going to have. She's making it seem like it's Shanann that is going to come back and blow things up, right? She's the one who's crazy. She's the unhinged one. Don't be alone with her. What the hell? Again, blaming the missing woman because then at this point she's missing. But she's trying to make it sound the same way that Cindy made it sound about Shanann. Oh, she's just crazy. She's just doing it to piss my son off. Oh, he's my son. Oh, please. Lucky, according to my daughter, NK is a B with an itch circle. Oh man, that's funny. Interesting that she thought about where to park. Yes, that she's thought about where to park near his house so that the car can't be seen. Yes. We're talking about Nate's camera here. Do we remember that Chris Watts was lying about people stealing his socket wrench, my other wrench, my sideways wrench, my crystal wrench, right? Every type of wrench that he's ever owned got stolen, right? But he's making up the story that his tools got stolen and that's why he had to move his car. But he went to neighbor Nate and he asked him first. He's like, hey, can I check the angle of your camera? Because I want to see where I should park my car so that I can see if people are stealing from it. That was all a lie. It was all pre-planned. It was all bullshit. It was so that he can see where to park his car and so that he can put his family in the back of his pickup truck without getting caught. And who knows? But it's probably also so that she can get dropped off or so that she can get picked up and not be seen. What do we think? Yeah, Jimmy with a screwdriver. It's the way he does it too. He's like, he's so, goodness. I was watching that video just before starting this live stream. I watched that video so many times. Jimmy with a flathead screwdriver. Maybe I'm cynical or maybe just smart. Hey, both. But I don't believe any guy who tells me his ex is crazy. Yeah. I need to witness myself that and if she is crazy, I know he probably made her that way. Hey, Josie, very wise words. Very wise words. Yeah, he's so proud of his tools. Yeah, he is. Yeah. I mean, that's the only thing he was ever able to get on his own, right? That's the one thing that his mom was so proud of him for. He bought his own set of tools, my son. Let's continue.
It's to do with moving vehicles. Why is moving vehicles? Why would she come up with some random statement about you should go and move your car? Is moving cars on her mind for some reason?
What do we think? I think it's because she knows that there's video footage because fucking Chris told her. So I think again, right? It's part of her it's part of her damage control. She doesn't know what the cops know, but she's already making up stories for the future. Just in case they are able to see that Chris moved his car, they'll be able to tie it back to Nicole's story. So if anything comes back to her or if it sounds suspicious or anything, they already can go back to her video and her statement and kind of say like, "Oh, look, well, Nicole already told us that Chris was gonna move his vehicle. Let's not even look into that." Right? It's to make it less suspicious, maybe. Right? All of this is damage control. All of it. There's no reason for her to mention that she told Chris to move the car, other than she is feeling paranoid about it. Other than she feels like, holy shit, they might see that he parked the car. They might want to ask me about it. So she's getting ahead of it. What do we think? Yeah, no matter what. If NK is not in the picture, everyone is still alive. 100%. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Lehigh. Yeah, if she wasn't in the picture, everyone would still be alive. Preemptive damage control, always. I can't sleep at night, sometimes thinking of this new realization. Yeah. All right. Yeah, let's continue. Or, sorry, let me just read some more. Yes, sir, Roxy, I believe you mentioned, why did Chris not talk about what he did to Shannon? And he talked about the kids. I think Nikki had her in the back of the Forerunner, backed in and dumped. Oh, wow. Oh, yes, we're talking about yesterday's video. Very good point, Jerry. Very good point. Yeah, I mean, Chris is only really talking about what he did to his kids, and he skips steps, right? I'm like, he skips steps. He talks about Cece and then getting to Survey 319 and then just skipping what he did to Shanann, and he doesn't really tell the story all that straight. So who knows, really, right? Was it Nicole Kessinger? All right, guys, let's continue.
I told him, I was like, I really thought she just left. I did. I was like, get your phone.
See, I really thought she just left. I really did. This is convincing language. This is not conveying information. I really did. Did you notice that? The more I look at Nichol Kessinger, and thank you to everyone for asking me to look at this case,
Yeah.
the more I see, and it's very early days, I haven't seen a lot, and I got confused and I found the wrong part of the video, so we watched something twice. But my point is this: there's something wrong here.
Yeah.
And there's something very wrong. And I don't know the details of the case. Perhaps that's a very good thing. And in fact, when we first do an analysis, it is a good thing not to know much about the case. Now, obviously, once you've done a full analysis, bringing in the case knowledge is important afterwards. But to get a clean initial analysis, the less you know, the better. Strangely enough, isn't it? Isn't that strange? But it's true. Strangely enough, the less you.
Strange enough for me. I started going down this rabbit hole, not because of the case itself, but because of Nicole Kessinger's behavior. As you guys know, I started my channel with this interview because I watched the interview and I'm like, there's something off with this lady. And at that point, I knew enough about the case, but I didn't know enough about Nicole Kessinger. So watching her is what really brought me into the case, and it's what really made me do a deep dive and go down this rabbit hole. It's because of her behavior. And so any ideas or any thoughts that I had about the case where I was just confused about it and I'm trying to figure out why this happened, it was because I hadn't looked into the mistress yet. I mean, that's the truth. I had not even really looked into Nicole Kessinger or her involvement, and it was only until I started watching her and her behavior and her mannerisms and the way that she talks that I instantly knew, just like I did with Chris Watts, that there was something off. And this is why we're doing it now. So, yes, it does start with not knowing too much about the case, or maybe not knowing too much about her, and then analyzing her, and then starting to add all of the evidence in there. So, yeah, I mean, that's crazy. I think, wow. Yeah, we have a lot in common with the way that Veroscope and I analyzed Nicole Kessinger. And now it's to me, it's so obvious that she was involved. But why won't he flip on her? Oh man. That's the question that we're all trying to get answers to at a banana. Why won't he flip on her? Who knows? Who knows? I think the man is still trying to hold on to some hope. I think he still thinks that he has a chance with her or something. It's so weird. 8 years later and he still thinks she's going to become an attorney and rescue him from prison. Who knows? I saw her interview after the Twats Porch sermon. I just knew she was lying. Yeah. I was sat waiting for anyone to rebuttal when she said, but Kobach said they're like a chocolate fire guard. Oh, right. Are you talking about this interview? I think she threatened his family. Yeah. Family threatened. Okay, yeah. So you guys think that maybe the family is threatened? Oh, okay. Huh. Here, let's go ahead and do a poll now because I think we've started because he's gaslight. Okay, yeah, let's do a poll. You guys are adding a bunch of different answers here, so I just want to see what you all think. Okay, so why hasn't Chris Watts thrown her under the bus? Okay, so we have what? Threats, right? So family threats. Family threats. Hope, right? Clinging to hope. Okay, what's the other one? The baby lie, right? I think a few of us think that maybe Nicole Kessinger lied to him and said, "I'm going to have your baby." Who knows, right? Who knows? And the thing is, Chris is so stupid. I believe that he would actually believe it. He would be like, "Oh no, I'm not going to do anything to my only son." What a piece of shit. He had one on the way. He'd rather anyway, whatever. Oh God. He'd rather protect the one that doesn't exist. God, what an idiot. And what's the other one? Right, yeah, the pregnancy lie. You know what? I think it's probably a combination, right? I think it's a combination of all of them. Okay, let's do all of the above. I know some of you are going to be like, "Where's the all of the above?" All right, let's go ahead and do this poll. Yeah, he's not smart. Neither is she. All right, why hasn't Chris Watts thrown her under the bus yet? Family threats, clinging to hope, the baby lie, or all of the above? Yeah. She's too selfish. All right, guys. Yeah, you guys vote, and let's go ahead and continue.
You know about a case and only analyze the language to be a slave to the statement is what they teach in statement analysis, as opposed to being a slave to the outside information. However, once the analysis has been done, the outside information can act as a confirmer for what has been discovered during the linguistic analysis.
Put it on video and put it in your pocket. And I was like, and just zip it up. And he's like, why? And I told him, I was like, because you can voice record. I was like, so if she comes home, I was like, and you two are still like, you know, if there's some choice words being said, because you guys obviously got into like something that's, you know.
And every now.
Choice words? That's a choice, Nicole. What? Notice again, she's making it sound like Shanann is gonna come back and just cause chaos, right? She's saying, "Oh well, make sure that if she comes back and you guys are arguing that you record it." And he's asking me why, and I'm like, "Well, because you can record it and you have the audio." So almost everything in Chris's life she managed. I mean, Chris is even having to ask questions like, why? Why should I record it? And she's having to explain, well, record it because of this. Chris, just read. Read, Chris. For everything. What the hell? Aw, see ya, LA woman. See ya. Yeah, gotta get to packing. Have fun on your trip. Wait, you're going on a trip, right? I just saw packing. Every time I see packing, I'm like, oh, no, I don't know. Are you going on a trip? Or are you moving? Well, whichever. Good luck. Bye. Bye, Ellie woman. Yeah, I hear packing and to me that's a vacation. I'm like, all right, let me go pack. But sometimes packing can mean moving, which is like, well. Eric, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. I saw it and I'm like, I can't miss it. Thank you. Okay. NK needs to be investigated properly. So many red flags. Can't wait to see how your documentary exposes her. Yes. Yes, Eric, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. Um, oh man. Yeah. I mean, I wish I could talk more about it. But I can only say the little things that I can, right? Yes, we're putting a lot of things together. We're doing a lot of research. Boops, who's in the chat, definitely knows all the research that is going into it. We're looking into every single angle, every vantage point, as Chris calls it, every single angle, and the way that it's going to be shot and the way that it's going to be directed will be in a way that will take the audience through a story that is impossible to ignore. The evidence and the way it's going to be shown will be impossible for people to ignore, and hopefully this movie answers some questions at least, right? Even if it doesn't answer all the questions, at least my hope is that one, it opens up the conversation back with the DA, which is the most important thing about all of this, is it opens up the conversation and it makes it so that hopefully there's a possibility that the case can get reopened and that she gets investigated. But also to make all, the people who are still kind of on the fence, who are still kind of wondering whether or not Nichol Kessinger was involved or not, if they see the movie and they see every single piece of evidence that we have been covering on this channel, and they see it in a way that is, displayed in a way so that there are things that can't be missing, hopefully that'll make some people see that this is why we're still talking about it. It's because there's somebody involved. But anyway, that's yeah. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, we're doing a lot of research and looking into the evidence any which way that we can. So, yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, he's simply protecting her. He was in love with her. He told Coder that he didn't want her dragged into it. Yeah, exactly, Debbie. All right, guys, let's continue.
Now and again, she does a check. She, like a velociraptor, she checks the eyes of the police officer to see whether or not he's buying this rubbish. And when she feels that he's not buying it, she'll change or reconsider or switch tactics.
That is so true. I mean, are you guys seeing her hand? Here, Liz, I want to show you the present screen again. Look at her hand. I know she's not turning into some kind of animal or anything, or a velociraptor, but I don't know, the way that this video caught her finger, look, it's like bent. It's all skinny and weird looking. But anyway, anyway, we're focusing on things that don't matter. The things that do matter is this. She lied, right? She's lying and then she goes like this because she's like, "Oh God, let me just scratch my eyeball." But at the same time, she's looking over and making sure to look at Kevin's face and see if he actually believes her or not. So he's like, "Yeah, do you believe me?" That's what she's doing here. Okay, let's go ahead and see that again.
He feels that he's not buying it. She
put it on video and put it in your pocket. And I was like, and just zip it up. And he's like, why? And I told him, I was like, because you can voice record. I was like, so if she comes home, I was like, and you two are still like, you know, if there's some choice words being said, because you guys obviously got into like something that's, you know.
And every now and again, she does a check.
Yep.
She, like a velociraptor, she checks the eyes of the police officer to see whether or not he's buying this rubbish. And when she feels that he's not buying it, she'll change or reconsider or switch tactics or look at Dad, sometimes rope Dad in for support. But the police officer, although criticised, and I suspect many of his decisions were not entirely his alone,
Yeah.
the police officer knows, in my opinion, he knows something is wrong. Let's just catch that. It's very subtle. Maybe.
Yeah, definitely. The choices that Kevin made, they were not all his own. And I know I roast the guy a lot, but that's because he gets on my nerves too, right? Like, he's a cop. Like, come on, guy. Like, try better. But I understand. I know that he made those decisions because someone higher up than him told him, or it was his first day, right? Who knows? Who knows? Whatever. Kevin still needs help. But yeah, this is the part of V-Bug. Is this when she starts putting the victim card in her eye? I think it is. It's coming up, right? She's got the victim advocate card right here, the one that she says she needs so desperately. She can only help cops if she has her victim advocate card. Oh, I need Hazel if you want me guys to help you with this. But then she grabs it and starts poking her eye with it. She starts, getting that chicken between her teeth out. She's like, poking her eye with it. She starts just fidgeting with it. She starts smacking it against the table, making little paper airplanes, throwing them around. She's just like messing with the thing that she says she needs help with. She's not even using it. Let's continue.
Maybe you disagree with me, but look.
Did he ever articulate?
Are still pocket. And I was like, and just zip it up. And he's like, why? And I told him, I was like, because you can voice record. I was like, so if she comes home, I was like, and you two are still like, you know, if there's some choice words being said, because you guys obviously got into like something that's, you know, early.
Did he ever articulate what their argument was
he did,
about?
and I will get there. But, you know, I told him like,
oh, and I will get there. Oh, well, thank you very much. You see, she thinks she's in charge. This isn't somebody acting. She genuinely thinks that she is in charge. She genuinely thinks she can determine who and who won't be spoken to in this murder investigation. I will get there when I'm ready, is the attitude.
I know, that's crazy. That's crazy. She knew that she was protected, right? Someone with this attitude going in to an interview about 4 missing people, and this is how you're acting, she has a lot of confidence. Why? It's because she was protected, right? She was protected from the very beginning. She was given some kind of deal where, hey, you can come in and talk to us and tell us everything that you did with Chris, and nothing's going to happen to you no matter what. Because that's the only way that I can see her being this in charge. She does. I mean, she's running the whole thing right now. She's like, yeah, I'll get there. Sure. Okay. Well, you know what? I can only help you if I have Hazel with me. Oh my God. I remember more stuff, right? The whole time she was the one in charge. She's the one calling at 2 a.m, telling him, hey, I remember more stuff, and expecting Kevin to drop everything he's doing to go and talk to her. And then it seems like from the text messages that we saw, it seems like she gets annoyed, right? She seems pretty like pissed off when Kevin's like, "Hey, I have other things going on today. You're not my priority." And she's like, "Ugh, but I remembered more stuff. Is it okay for me to remember things in chunks, Kevin?" Right? She's always asking for empathy or sympathy in this point, right? She's asking for sympathy constantly. Yeah, it's whatever's convenient for her. Let's continue.
And at the beginning, do you remember when she was asked who said what and when? She said, she looked at the officer and leaned into him and said, "Ain't gonna happen." Ain't gonna happen, she said, when asked about specific words that were said at specific times between her and Chris. And the excuse for ain't gonna happen? 6 weeks she's been dating him, she tells us. Again, I think that's a lie. And 6 weeks is far too long for anybody to be able to tell in a murder investigation what was said, by whom, and when, and exactly what was said.
Yep.
Ain't gonna happen, she told us, right at the start. And we get similar audacity, arrogance from this person
Yeah.
all through the interview. "I'll get there when I'm ready," is the attitude.
Yeah, I'll get there when I'm ready. Hot chocolate lover, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a member and for upgrading. I love hot chocolate too. In fact, I didn't have hot chocolate this morning, but I had chocolate milk with cold brew. I'm not making my own coffee anymore. I bought it now. So I'm lucky. I'm like, yay, I got my store-bought cold brew. And I mixed it with chocolate milk and it's so good. It's so much better than the mud I've been drinking. But I burned all of my all of my what is it, my taste buds in my tongue, so I guess I wasn't tasting it anymore. It's fine. It kept me awake. All right, let's continue.
Just be prepared, because at this point, like, it wasn't like I was like trying to make her to be a bad person. It was just like
Because at this point, At this
point, I wasn't trying to make her out to be a bad person. What do you mean at this point? So when was she trying to make her to look like a bad person? So she just admitted that at some point she was trying to make Shanann look like she was a bad person. I mean, she's doing it right now. She's doing it in the way that she's explaining how she was telling Chris to film everything because she's crazy. Oh, what if there's some choice words between you and the woman? Record it, Chris. Why? Oh, because she's evil. Okay, but she's saying, "Oh, at that point, I wasn't trying to make her to seem like a bad person." Okay. Well, now you are. Wow. Ah, that's crazy. It's so crazy that she's free.
Let's slow that down. This is important.
didn't know what was going on. I assumed that she had left, so I was like, well, when you get back, because I knew that they were going through a divorce, it was like, just cover your bases, try not to be alone. And if you are, just record what you guys are talking about. So, like, at the end of the day, like,
just cover your bases, just try to record all the things that you're doing. Just try not to be alone because if at the end of the day, what is she doing? Oh my God, I almost just made myself pass out because of all the movement. But she's over here taking us on a roller coaster ride. She's like, right, left and right, left and right. She's got all these things going on. What the hell? All right, let's continue.
nothing bad happens to you, and like, that was kind of how I processed.
And this continuous sentence structure is hypnotic in nature. And I said in a previous video, I wonder if she has been trained in hypnosis.
What do we think? What do we think? Do we think that she's been trained in hypnosis? I've never even considered this. Holy shit. All right, let's go ahead. Training in hypnosis. Interesting. I don't know. I'm just going to look it up real quick. Is that even a thing? Can you be trained? I had no idea. You see, you learn something new every day. All right, let's go ahead and bring this into here. All right. Look at this. Training in hypnosis involves learning from professional organizations. What? Oh, look, there's some in the Denver area. Yeah, that's probably why she's such an expert at this, because she's probably one of the professionals there, right? Should we add this to her resume too? She's a professional certification. She has a personal certification in hypnosis. Probably. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Core topics, deepening techniques, ethical boundaries, things that she doesn't have. Pain management, stress reduction, habit control, trauma processing, all things that she hasn't done or has ever done. Hmm. Hmm. What do we think? Huh. Yeah, poll time. Nah, she reads. Yeah, she just reads, huh? She just reads. Yeah. All right, let's do a poll. Let's go ahead and end the other one. Why hasn't Chris Watts thrown her under the bus yet? Family threats, clinging to hope. The baby lie is 6%. Wow. All the above is 36%. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and end this one. All right. Let's go ahead and do another one. Do we think that she knows how to hypnotize people? Did she ever take a class or some type of hypnosis certification? All right. Yes, no. Okay. As a professional. Okay. Let's go ahead and start this poll. Okay, did NK learn hypnosis? Yes, as a professional. No, maybe, but need more evidence. Yes, because she's a witch. I had to add all of her little witchiness, right? All her witchcraft and her, what is it? Her little crystals or whatnot, right? She's rubbing foreheads with Chris in the middle of the night. This is how we connect, Kevin. Don't you know? If you have matching foreheads, then you also have matching souls. She's so insane. All right, let's continue.
I think she has been trained in hypnosis. She has a language pattern which mimics it. And I believe that she tries inelegantly and poorly, and like an amateur, certain hypnotic techniques in the interview.
That whole situation. And so he was like, all right. And then she didn't come home that night. That was Monday night, right? Yes.
We're talking about Monday.
Monday night, yes. And he told me this is what he told me they talked about, and I realized that this is like total bullshit, and I think he's telling you guys a different story, and I think the reason that he's telling me what he's telling
you see, this entire lead up to the next piece of rubbish that she's about to tell us, it's partly buying thinking time. Asking him which day it is that she's thinking about is a technique to buy more thinking time, because she has to think of the next bit of rubbish that she's going to present. And her technique is to waffle, 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 waffle. It's thinking time, it's gaslighting, waffle, waffle, waffle. She's now thought what she's going to say, and she delivers it as one continuous stream. In the hypnotic sense, as you sit there with your feet on the ground and you hear the noises outside and you keep doing this and then you do that and the sentence never ends, it just goes on, and as you believe that you're doing this, it's just constant. It's like a drone.
Yeah.
I think the story he's...
See, I don't know either, because I don't know what hypnotic speech sounds like. For me, she just rambles, right? To me, I don't think she did hypnosis. I don't think she's a professional at that at all. I think she's just a pathological liar. She's great at gaslighting people. She's done it her whole life because she's a narcissist, and she knows that all she has to do is change the subject, continue talking, ramble, 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 and then eventually people are going to forget the original question. I think she's just a professional gaslighter. That's just me. But let's continue.
He's telling you is probably slightly more accurate than the one he told me on this case, and the reason is because I think he was trying to save his ass with the fact that she's pregnant. So he told me that they...
I think because he was trying to save his ass that she's pregnant. How did she say? Why did she say it like that? Oh my goodness. You know, to me, it's something that really bothers her. Her body reacts to Shanann being pregnant because she hates it so much, so she can't even hide it. That's the thing with her. She can't hide how angry Shanann being pregnant makes her.
That she's pregnant. So he told me that they...
When people slow down and they really slow down that she's pregnant, what they're sometimes doing is they're considering whether or not to release the information or not. It gives them more thinking time. So before they complete the sentence, they use a technique of slowing it down so that less can come out of the mouth unconsciously.
Mm-hmm.
And they think as they become a bit slower, the brain is able to think about whether or not to release the next part of the statement.
Mm-hmm.
It's unusual, but you can catch it. Look, I think
she had...
I think an example is
what
here.
He's telling. I think the story he's telling you is probably slightly more accurate than the one he told me on this case, and the reason is because I think he was trying to save his ass with the fact that she's pregnant. So he told me that she had...
Oh my God. Look, and it got stopped right here. Look at her eye. She's like, eh. She's thinking, what bullshit am I going to come up with right now? Yeah, that she was pregnant. B. You think she was going to say she was pregnant and then she caught herself and said is pregnant, that she's pregnant? Maybe. Wait, is that... Here, let's go ahead and listen to that again. It's right there. Okay.
But you can catch it. Look, I think
she had...
I think an example is
what
here.
He's telling. I think the story he's telling you is probably slightly more accurate than the one he told me on this case, and the reason is because I think he was trying to save his ass with the fact that she's pregnant. So
maybe, right? Yeah, because she's like, with the fact that she's pregnant. She even has to slam on the desk almost to reassure herself, I said it right. And not, oh, she was pregnant. Could be. What do we think? Do we think that she caught herself from saying that she was pregnant, even though at this moment, she still thinks that they're missing? They're still just missing, right? I think the whole statement was a lie anyway. Yeah. She slows down when she's trying to think of the next bullshit. Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, it sounds very forced. Maybe I didn't want to say that she knew Shanann was pregnant. Yeah. The guilt keeps her in hiding. Yes. Oh man.
Oh, he told me that she had asked him to wake her up before he left for work on Monday morning. And so I don't know if she did that on a text or how it was supposedly communicated. But he said that he went to get her up, which I also found weird because, like, she's still sleeping when he leaves because she gets up with the kids and they get up shortly after that, but, like, it's just him.
So she fills in all sorts of knowledge that she has about the family.
Right. I was about to... Yeah. She's telling the story and says, well, which I thought was kind of weird because usually she stays in bed and wakes up with the kids and then he wakes up and goes to work. But anyway, I just thought it was really weird. She adds in a bunch of extra knowledge about Chris and Shanann's routine every morning with the kids, right? She knows so much about their routine. Somehow, though, she says, I don't really know that much about their routine. Okay. But here she's talking about how Shanann texted him or something about waking her up. Chris also says the same thing. Chris tells the investigators, when they go back to visit him in February of 2019, he tells them the same thing. He's like, oh yeah, she asked me to wake her up, and so I did. To me, that sounds like a script. Okay. To me, that sounds like it was part of the plan. The part of the plan was to, if in the case that they got caught or they got questioned by police, Chris, this is what you're going to say. You're going to say that she texted you to wake you up or to wake her up. And so then you did. And so when you when you woke her up, you then brought it up that you want to separate from her and that you want a divorce and that you want to sell the house. And then you went to work and then she disappeared. And she disappeared because she was upset because you told her that you want to break up with her. And so then she left with the kids to punish you. That's the story, in my opinion. In my opinion, that's what I think may have happened, right? And so that's why all of it sounds like a script to me. It sounds like they both got together and decided what they were going to say in case police ever asked them, right? I don't know. That's what it sounds like to me. You guys let me know. How the heck does she know Shanann's schedule? Exactly, KTD. Exactly. Stalker. Yeah, stalker. Yeah, someone who's watching somebody else's Facebook every single morning knows the person's schedule. Let's continue.
She denies knowing much, but she knows everything. Some people in the comments I've read say that she was investigating the family for a long time.
Yeah.
Before even meeting Chris.
Yes.
Online. Is that true?
Yes, it's true. Since 2017. 2017 is when Nichol Kessinger was looking up the family. Before she even knew that they existed, right? So how are you going to be Googling someone's name if you don't even know that they exist? Check this out. Oh, you guys can't see it. Right here. Okay, right here. It's at the bottom. Let's go ahead and zoom in. It's right here. Searched items. On August 3rd, 2017, she Googled Chris Watts. On January 7, 2018, she Googled Shanann Watts. And then, before she decided to show up to this interview that we're watching right now, the same exact interview we're watching, before showing up to this, she Googled difference between text message content and text message detail. Look at that. What is this? Can you get printouts of text messages? That's what she's asking. And then in the other one that I just had up, can cops trace text messages? Can cops trace text messages? Look at this one. How long do phone companies keep text messages for? For someone who claims that she was so upset that Chris had lied to her and that's why she deleted text messages, I find it very, very interesting and odd that she would then be Googling, can cops trace text messages? It's pretty common sense, I think, at this point, right? Anyway, let's continue.
And if that is true, to what degree was she investigating the family and Shanann in particular?
In the mornings, and so he said that she woke up and those two kind of just like got in a disagreement, and I don't know what all was said, but
those two were just kind of got into a disagreement when she woke up. What do you mean? Didn't she just say that she asked Chris to wake her up? So that's what happened, right? For some reason, both of them have the same story, that the only reason she woke up is because he woke her up because she asked to be woken up. Shanann got home at 2 a.m. and Chris woke her up at 4 a.m., so 2 hours later? For what? To tell her, "Hey, I wanna leave you?" Ugh. Oh, no. Did I just rewind it all the way? I did, didn't I?
He did, and I will get there. But, you know,
right at the start. And we get similar audacity, arrogance from this person all through the interview. She has a language pattern which mimics it that she's going to present. And her technique is to waffle, waffle, waffle,
Yep.
waffle. It's thinking time, it's gaslighting, waffle, waffle, waffle. She's now thought what she's going to say, and she delivers it as one continuous stream, whether or not to release the next part of the statement. It's unusual, but you can catch it. Look, I think an example is
what
here.
he's telling. I think the story he's telling you is probably slightly more accurate than the one he told me on this case.
Okay, there we go. I'm like, oh no, I rewinded it all the way. Okay, I think we're back where we were, right?
And the reason is because I think he was trying to save his ass with the fact that she's pregnant. So he told me that she had asked him to wake her up before he left for work on Monday morning. And so I don't know if she did that on a text or how it was supposedly communicated. But he said that he went to get her up, which I also found weird because, like, she's still sleeping when he leaves because she gets up with the kids and they get up shortly after that, but, like, it's just him.
So she fills in all sorts of knowledge that she has about the family.
Yeah, she does.
She denies knowing much, but she knows everything. Some people in the comments I've read say that she was investigating the family for a long time before even meeting Chris Watts online. Is that true? And if that is true, to what degree was she investigating the family and Shanann in particular?
In the mornings, you know, and so he said that she woke up and those two kind of just like got in a disagreement, and I don't know what all was said, but he was like, she was being pretty mean, and then he said, she told me that she's pregnant, and she told me that the kid is not mine. That is what he told me.
She told me that she's pregnant, and she told me that the kid is not mine? When did that happen? The morning of? Is that what Nichol is saying? That Chris told her that Shanann told him that she's pregnant? Did he not know that Shanann was pregnant? Come on, this is so ridiculous. This is such bullshit. What, Chris didn't find out that Shanann was pregnant that morning? Is he blind? I'm sure she saw the video of Chris walking in looking like a complete idiot, asking if pink means his girls. I'm sure she saw the video. It's not the first time that Chris found out that Shanann was pregnant. But anyway, she's saying, oh, she told me that she's pregnant, and she told me that the baby is not mine. She is claiming that that happened. Okay, now this is the biggest of all the lies, is that she is saying that she found out, Nichol found out that she's pregnant on the 13th. That's when Nichol supposedly found out. Because now she's saying that Shanann told Chris that she's pregnant and that the baby's not his. And so that's when she finds out, oh my God, what? Shanann's pregnant? And that's what makes her mad. Remember, that is her excuse for deleting the text messages, as that she found out that morning that Shanann was pregnant, which is bullshit, obviously. Come on, really? Did she not know that Shanann was pregnant beforehand? Yes, she did. Yes, she did. But she's claiming, oh, I found out on the 13th, which is what made me angry and made me delete all the text messages on the 14th. Come on, really? The baby's not his. Ugh. Now, I do believe that happened, though. I do believe that Chris told her that the baby's not his, but I think that happened way earlier. I think it happened sometime early July. right? Now, remember, in June, they had these conversations via email. And she tells him in one of the emails, she says, "Thank you for being honest with me." And Chris says, "Oh, honesty is so underrated. I believe in karma," or whatever the fuck he says. He's so stupid. But anyway, he lied to her. At that point, he said, "Yeah, I only have a wife and 2 kids and not a baby on the way." But she knew, in my opinion, I think that she knew the whole time. She was just waiting for Chris to be honest with her. And then eventually she told him, "Hey, I've been knowing that you're lying to me. I know that Shanann is pregnant." And I think that this is why she had the meltdown. I can't prove it, but I think that that's why she had the meltdown. And I'm saying that just based on the timeline. I mean, look at the sequence of events that we see, right? The emails, then them hanging out, right? All the way at the bottom we have Twister. And then the following month, we have them spending the night together, but then we see her first meltdown. And we know this is real because I mean, look at her, right? She's lying all through it, and then Chris says that he didn't know that she was bipolar. But what do we think? Maybe I don't know. Again, this is just my opinion. I do believe that Chris lied to her, but it happened early on and she had already found out. But she's saying that she found out later on, and that's why she deleted the text messages. So she needed an excuse, and the baby was the excuse for deleting her text messages. Let's continue.
So she's pregnant, the kid's not mine.
And that
Like he's playing it. He didn't know she was pregnant
Yep.
until that morning.
Yep.
And that
Oh, what? Yep. Yep. Okay. He didn't know that she was pregnant until that morning. Oh, come on. Come on. No way.
didn't know she was pregnant
Yep.
until that morning.
Yep.
And that
Yep. Yep. He didn't know that she was pregnant until that morning. Are we so for real right now? Are we serious? This is so stupid. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Here, let's go ahead and just pull up some stuff, yeah? I just want to pull up some things here. How about this? Shanann posted this on July 14th, bought baby Watts' first outfit. Oh, but Chris didn't know. At this point, Chris still had a Facebook. He didn't know his wife is pregnant. Oh, come on. Come on. What else? Here, let's go ahead and pull up some more videos, shall we? Here, let's go ahead and pull up the Vivint footage. So he was watching her walk into the house and he still didn't know that she was pregnant. This is so stupid. Come on. Wow.
it's not. She had an affair with somebody else.
Yes, and this is.
Do you believe her?
Ugh,
Do you believe her?
fuck no. No.
Oh, by the way, thank you so much to everybody for subscribing to the Veroscope channel. I really
Yes.
do appreciate it. I know with the modern YouTube that it shows you what you want anyway, and it remembers the sorts of things that you're interested in. You don't really need to subscribe to channels anymore. But as a thank you, it really does help with.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true. I guess, yeah, now these days people don't really subscribe to channels anymore because you kind of don't have to, but I do appreciate you guys subscribing to my channel. Please subscribe.
The algorithm. So it's less to help you these days when you subscribe, because YouTube will remember and show you stuff. But it does help the content maker. So if you could subscribe, I would appreciate that. And don't forget to like. If you get any value from the video, don't forget to like. And again, that tells YouTube, as you know, it's of a reasonable quality so that you get less AI, and YouTube knows that you like other types of videos. Okay, well, there's my shout out for the subscription and the like, which apparently you do need to make. Now, here's an interesting fact.
Which apparently you do need to make. It's true. I don't make those enough. And I guess that's why I don't get subscribers. Please go ahead and subscribe. I guess I have to be annoying about it. I just don't care. I don't want to be annoying about it. If you like my content, you subscribe, right? But it's this thing called what is it called to action, CTA. I just don't do it because I forget. And I just kind of assume if you like my content and you want to keep watching more of it, you're going to subscribe because you want to keep seeing it. But I have to remind people. Go ahead and subscribe, please, guys. Go ahead and subscribe. We're trying to reach 10,000 subscribers, so please subscribe. It is free. All you have to do is click the subscribe button. You're basically just following me. So please go ahead and subscribe. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.
I had a look at the statistics when I do remind people to subscribe or to like a video. Does it really make that much of a difference? And it does. I'm amazed, because it used to annoy me that all the content creators would say like and subscribe, and I'd think, oh God, come on, give it a break. But it does. It makes a difference. Almost something like 50%.
It does.
Sometimes a lot less, and sometimes a little bit more. But around about 50% increased subscription rates. Isn't that amazing? Just by asking.
Yeah, just by asking.
If you remember, find the subscribe button. Or if somebody has very kindly used the video or clips of the video, don't forget to subscribe to them as well. And if you do that, come to the Veroscope channel too. I would much appreciate that. Okay,
yes,
let's carry on.
Yes.
Before I knew she was 15 weeks pregnant.
Okay.
Let's support our content creators, guys. Let's go ahead and support our content creators. Yeah, I appreciate you guys if you subscribe. Yeah, like I said, I don't like being annoying, and I've always thought it was a little annoying. But now that I do content creation, I realize how important it is to ask people to subscribe. I was watching. I'm a huge YouTube consumer. It's all I watch, actually, and some HBO. But yeah, I always used to get just like Veroscope just said, I used to always get annoyed. Like, okay, like give it a rest. I already subscribed. It does help, though. It does.
Like all the stuff on Monday that I read from my recollection, because I didn't find out she was pregnant until Tuesday. So anything that got posted on Monday did not emphasize the fact that she had a baby on board. So then
you see this audacity and the arrogance. She had a baby on board, trying to be funny in the murder of an entire family.
Let me ask you something. You said that he usually gets up in the morning and it's him, and she gets up and takes care of the kids. Is that the routine that you know for them? Or do you know him to get up and prepare meals prior to him leaving the home?
When eliciting information, ideally, we shouldn't contaminate with language.
Yeah.
And the question should be very simple and very open.
Yep.
And we shouldn't interrupt.
And that's what I mean, right? See, whether or not Kevin was given precise directions on how to handle Nichol, that is separate from the way that he conducted the investigation, right? If he was given certain directions like, hey, you shouldn't make her feel uncomfortable, or, make sure that you stick to this line of questioning, that's fine. But it's the way that he went about it. He just did it all wrong. He's leading her. Dwayne tells him, stop. You're leading. But the whole time he was leading her. He was leading her to the answers that he wanted to hear. And in a way, he was helping her. He was protecting her because he kept giving her the answers in a lot of things, right? I don't know. You guys let me know. But see, this is why I don't really like Kevin. He needs help. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Thank you so much for joining the members. Let's go ahead and celebrate. Let's celebrate. Scalded Skies. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Yeah, Jody is not out. He has to support Patreon though. Oh, what? I think it was a stretcher from higher rep to go easy on her, and they just wanted to get this on tape. Yes, Jerry. Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. But going easy on her doesn't mean leading her, right? It doesn't mean, protecting her every step of the way. All right, let's go ahead and continue.
Well, he gets up and he goes to the gym and he works out in his basement and he makes breakfast, and I don't know.
Does he make breakfast for himself, or does he make breakfast for his children?
I don't know. I don't know. They're still sleeping at that point. All I know.
I think I don't know. I don't know. They're still sleeping at that point. And then she starts scratching, right? All of a sudden she's getting flea bites. Where are all these fleas coming from? She knows that the babies are asleep by this point, but she doesn't know if Chris is the one packing their lunches. Come on.
Oh, is he at one point?
They're still sleeping at that point. Like, all I know is he at one point. So when we slow down, I'm going to try and keep it conversational speed. But when we slow down, the deceptive markers are everywhere. That point, one point. They're still sleeping, not they were asleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're still sleeping at that point.
Yes.
She wasn't there.
Or was she? Or was she, right? They're still sleeping at that point. Like, all I know is he at one point, what is she going to say? I mean, she wasn't there, right? Or maybe she was because she knows that they're sleeping, right? It's the way that she talks, it's the way that she lies that is so telling.
And sometime in this whole thing, he told me that they usually get up at like 6:30, and she gets him ready and takes him to school.
And sometime in this whole thing, and then the waffling starts.
And like does all the morning stuff with them.
KTD, she's getting attacked by the crabs. That's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. It's not the fleas, right? So she didn't bring the fleas from her dog, right? Or from her apartment. No, it's the crabs. That's what it is. She's like, oh, wait. Damn, they're climbing all up in my hair, too. Oh, my God. I got to get this under control. Yeah, Nicole, yes, please get the infestation under control there. Yeah, the crabs should stay in just one location. They shouldn't be climbing all up all over your body.
As far as I know, and then in the afternoons when he gets home from work, he kind of does more of the afternoon stuff.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a tag team operation that they have going on, but I think she does more in the
A tag team operation. She says operation a lot, doesn't she? Order of operations, standard operating procedures. Now she's saying that it's a tag team operation. What the fuck? Was the Annihilation also a tag team operation? I wonder. I don't know. But at this point, right? Let's use her language. At this point, I think it may have been a tag team operation. What do you guys think? Order of operations, standard operating procedures, a tag team operation. Interesting. Let's continue.
AM and he does more in the PM.
Right.
It's kind of how I process that, but I don't know.
Okay. So she's meeting
But I don't know.
him and then throws this out that
Yes.
she's pregnant.
Is kind of how I process that. Why is she processing what happens in the morning?
I know. Yeah, why is she processing that? You don't have to process that, girl. That's someone else's routine. What the fuck? Imagine somebody tells you their routine and you're like, all right, let me process. Sorry, I need some quiet time. I need a safe space so I can process the routine that you just told me. So you get up every morning and you drink coffee? Okay. I gotta process that. Why is she processing this? She doesn't need to process. It's not her deal. It's not any of her business. What?
From another.
And I said, do you believe her? And he was just like, he said something about like, oh yeah, like she kind of looked like she was showing when we were in North Carolina, but I wasn't sure. And I'm like, so you think she's pregnant? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, do you think she's like having an affair? And he's like, I think she said that out of spite. And he's like, and I was like, okay. And then, and
Imagine the audacity that you have to have. I mean, can you measure audacity? Is that something that is measurable? Fucking A. Can audacity be measured? Because the audacity to be asking, right? To be this is where I'm stuck, right? The two adulterers, the two cheaters are asking if the victim is cheating. Imagine having that conversation, right? As the cheater in the relationship with your mistress. Right? Your mistress is asking you, oh my God, do you think that your wife is having an affair? Oh my God, what a witch. And then the man is like, yeah, isn't that fucked up? I can't believe she's cheating on me. Anyway, come here, woman. What the hell? The audacity. That's why I'm asking, can audacity be measured? Oh, look. Oh, this is in terms of sound and decibels. No, audacity as in shit, not music. Here, you guys just need to see what Google is showing me. Wrong type of audacity. Yes, audio properties can be measured in Audacity. That's not the type of audacity that I'm asking, though. I'm asking for a different type. um, God. What? Let's see. I have to look it up, guys. I have to. Yes, there we go. The willingness. So what's another? Okay, let's go ahead and reword this. Can audacity in terms of boldness, right? So boldness be measured? Because these two have audacity to a level I've never seen before. Oh, look at this. It can be. It looks like. Wow, look, we learn something new every day. Yes, audacity and boldness can be measured, but not with a simple ruler or scale. Psychologists and scientists measure these traits using behavioral tests, personality questionnaires, and risk-taking assessments. So it can be. So I wonder, can her audacity be measured? I wonder if she would peak, if it would be like some crazy levels of audacity, right? Something that needs to be put into the Guinness Book of World Records or something. All right, let's continue.
Again, like, I think he's just saying all this to me to try to cover his tracks with me. Like, I don't know what he told you guys, but I bet it's probably very different. And I think that.
Now, she's very sensitive about what Chris has told these guys, being law enforcement. Because one thing she doesn't know is, has Chris had time to delete everything off the telephones that she has instructed him to delete? She doesn't know if he was arrested before he had a chance to do that. So hear the sensitivity about what Chris has told these guys. But she says she would bet it's probably very different. And I think, let's listen carefully here.
What he said to me, it was like directed towards me. Like this whole bullshit little box lie that he had right there was like the lie directed.
Okay, let's listen again.
And again, like, I think he's just saying all this to me to try to cover his tracks with me. Like, I don't know what he told you guys, but I bet it's probably very different.
Okay, now this is important, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is important. Okay, let's slow down. Let's think about this.
Yes.
She's told us a story about what she said and what he said. And now she tells us, I don't know what he told you guys, but I bet it's probably very different. Oh dear. Nichol Kessinger
Oh dear.
has got a serious problem. Look, she's willing to bet that it's probably not different, but very different. But I bet she's willing to bet on it.
Yeah.
It's probably very different. What little story she's told to this police officer about what was said, she's willing to bet. I know I'm going on, but this is big. I bet it's probably very different. So she's admitting to us, in her mind,
She knows.
the likelihood of
Yeah.
a very different story from Chris Watts about.
Yeah, exactly. That's why she's saying that she's willing to bet. Like, oh, I bet it's different. Yeah, because she already knows it's going to be different. She doesn't have to bet. She already knows the answer.
The story that she just told about their conversation. Why would that be different?
I know, right? Right. Oh, I bet the conversation that he's going to tell you is going to be different than what I just told you. Yeah, it would only be different if one of you is lying, right? But she's saying, "Oh, I bet it's gonna be different because he's a piece of shit." That's kind of what she's trying to say. Like, "Oh, well, this is what I know, but I bet he's gonna lie to you. He's the family annihilator, not me. I bet he's gonna lie." No, no. The reason, in my opinion, that she's saying, "Oh, I bet the story is different," is because she knows it's different. That's why she's saying, "I bet it's gonna be different." She knows it's different. Of course. They're not gonna tell the truth. Chris says it was all about Twister, and she's saying, "Oh, I don't remember." So of course the story is going to be different because they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about what actually happened during that phone call.
Why would you bet an innocent conversation would be told very differently from Chris Watts? Why would you bet that?
Exactly. Why would you?
I want to listen to that again.
And I think that, and again, like, I think he's just saying all this to me to try to cover his tracks with me. Like, I don't know what he told you guys, but I bet it's probably very different. And I think that what he said to me, it was like directed towards me. Like this whole bullshit little box lie that he had right there.
Yeah, that's why she's saying that, because she doesn't know if Chris is going to tell the truth. She has no idea what Chris is feeling, whether or not he's about to throw her under the bus. She has no clue. She has no idea. All she knows is that she did her very best to try and convince Chris that she loves him and that she's gonna rescue him from prison. And please don't throw me under the bus, Chris. Please, I trust you. That is all that she knows. She doesn't know, though, that Chris is talking to the police in another room down the hallway and that he's sitting there saying, "Don't bring my mistress into this. She's such a beautiful, kind, and loving person." Oh, what an idiot. But yeah, anyway, she had no idea that Chris was going to protect her until his last days.
There was like the lie.
Did he say when the argument started?
Nope. He just said it was in the morning.
She was unhappy with the nope. She could hardly say it, and then she had to swallow.
Mm.
She was also unhappy with the note to sit by itself. She felt it needed backup. He just said in the morning.
He said he woke her up in the morning.
Okay. Did he say when she came home? Did he ever let you know that?
I think I want to say he said around like 2, but I don't know.
Okay. And then he
Okay, so do excuse me. So it's little things like.
woke her for what purpose?
Oh, that's good. Look, we've got a Veriscope video. Is up next. Isn't that good?
Because she asked him to.
Okay.
So I was under the impression that he was asleep. I'm assuming this is how.
Okay,
I was under the impression.
Like went and what he was trying to tell me is that he was asleep by the time she got home. And she sent him a text and said, "Wake me up before you leave." And then he woke her up and they got in an argument and then he went to work.
Yeah, you see how she's doing that? She is. Okay, I don't have a little piece of paper, but she's following the order of operations, isn't she? Right? This is a tag team operation, order of operations, standard operating procedures. She got home, asked him to wake her up. He woke her up. They got into an argument. He left. She disappeared. Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. That is the order of operations, and that's why she is listing it the way that she's listing it. You guys let me know. What do you think? Here, I'll ask you guys in a poll. Let's go ahead and listen to that little part again.
And that he was asleep. I'm assuming this is how.
Okay, that's just.
And then she's saying, "I'm assuming this is how it all played out," which is, come on, really. Let's go ahead and end the last poll. Did NK learn hypnosis? Yes, as a professional, has 10%. The winning one is yes, because she's a witch. And then 25 maybe, but need more evidence. And then no is 10%. And yes, as a professional is 10%. Or sorry, 19 is no, and then professional is 10. Okay, let's go ahead and do our next poll, which is going to be this one right here. Okay, so this is the part that she is saying, "Oh, this is what I'm assuming happened. Is it because it was the order of operations?" So that's going to be the question. Is NK listing off the order of operations? Okay, and so by this I mean, Is she listing off the order of operations that she had already planned with Chris? Here, it's upside down. So the thing that she had already planned with Chris, which was the annihilation that we believe that she planned with him. So is that what she's doing subconsciously, right? Yes, no. And okay, just three options. Keep it simple. Yeah, right, Eric. Yeah. Following her script and order of operations. I think that if she sticks to the script, she feels more in control. Do we think that? I feel like she feels safer when she sticks to the script and the things that supposedly Chris told her, right? All right, let's go ahead and continue.
Listen to this bit.
Like went and what he was trying to tell me is that he was asleep by the time she got home, and she sent him a text and said, "Wake me up before you leave." And then he woke her up, and they got in an argument, and then he went to work.
Okay.
That's how.
And then she does the blink and then does the. That's how I assume things happen, is what she says. What? Okay. She got home. Asked him to wake him up. She woke him up. Got in an argument. He went home, and that's what happened. Ask me another question. What? Oh, this is, to me, that is the order of operations.
Text and said, "Wake me up before you leave." And then he woke her up, and they got in that he was asleep. I'm assuming this is how.
Okay, let's listen to this bit.
Like went and what he was trying to tell me is that he was asleep by the time.
Okay, he was asleep. Oh my God. This is another lie. Chris, he doesn't even remember if he was asleep or not. Remember, he's asked, "Hey, so were you asleep? Were you waiting for her?" He contradicts himself twice. He says, "Yeah, I was sleeping and then she woke me up." And then later or earlier, he says, "No, I was actually waiting for her. I was watching her on the Ring app." Or sorry, not Ring, Vivint, right? He was watching her in the Vivint app when she arrived. So which is it? He messed up, I think, somewhere. He fucked up the script, and that's why when Nichol Kessinger was watching him, right, watching that ridiculous porch interview, she's like, "Holy shit, guy, you're just messing everything up right now." And I think that's why she ran to the police. Because she's like, "Oh God, you just screwed everything up. It's so obvious that you're lying."
She got home, and she sent him a text and said, "Wake me up before you leave."
She got home, sent him a text, and said, "Wake me up before you leave." She sent him a text. What? Why would she need to send him a text? Yeah, the PEM does. Yes, Dragon Onion. Oh, my eye. Something. My eye just hurt really badly. I don't know why. Ow. But anyway, I hope I don't have anything in my eye still from the accident, but now it's watery and it hurts. Okay, anyway. Okay. Dragon Onion. PEM does. Exactly. I look so ridiculous with one eye closed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, the PEM does, which is the order of operations, which is the parentheses, exponent, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Oh, my eyeball.
And then he woke her up, and they got in an argument, and then he went to work.
Okay.
Then he woke her up. They got into an argument, and then he went to work. Like, what? So as soon as she was woken up, they got into an argument, and then he went to work. This is because I think we're supposed to believe that because of the argument, Shanann was so upset that she left with the kids. Right? Again, I think that was the whole point of the plan. It was to make it seem like she was so upset and she just ran off, took off with the kids. I think that the lie about the baby being somebody else's, that was supposed to be part of the plan too. They were supposed to make it seem like Shanann was cheating. She was having an affair. She was seeing another man, got pregnant by another man, and then left Chris for that man and took the girls, and she was never found again because she's living happily ever after with the man that she found, right? I think that was the whole story. And I think that the reason it was supposed to be believable is because as we know, people had all these ideas about Shanann in the first place, and they had different views about Chris. Chris is the nice guy trope. He is what we believe is the nice guy characteristics and traits, when in reality, he's a fucking monster. He's only a nice guy because his true self hasn't come out yet. He was always a covert narcissist, selfish, and the nice guy trope was supposed to help him get away with murdering his family. Oh my God. Okay, my eye is better now. Angela, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. I love you guys. Aw. Thank you so much, Angela. I love you too. And your cat. Oh, she's so cute. I love your little fur baby. All right, guys, let's continue. We're almost done here.
That's how I processed
And the
it.
context of that argument again was just she's pregnant.
That's how I processed it. She likes to process things, doesn't she? Right, that brings us to the end of today's Veroscope.
Oh my goodness.
Please like, please subscribe, find the like button, find the subscribe button. I look forward to hearing the comments, reading the comments, and let's carry on with Nichol Kessinger. We got another.
All right. Well, that was it. Yeah, that was it for the Veroscope analysis. What did we think? Holy shit. So much. So much. Again, I live and dream this interview. Not because I want to, it's because it just lives in my brain. And so, even though I've watched it so many times, there's still certain things that I sometimes that I just don't catch, you know? All right, let's go ahead and see where we're at with the poll. Is NK listing off the order of operations? Yes, look at that. 87% say yes, that she is. 8% say need more evidence, and 5% say no. Yeah, I think she is, right? It's the way that she does it, right? She's like, I was under the impression that this happened, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this. That's what he told me, but I bet he's going to tell you something different. Why would she say that? Why would she say that? Why would there be a need for her to bet that Chris is going to tell something different unless she knows that one of them is lying? Oh my goodness. Rox, you got a good feel for how all this went down. Oh, thanks, Lehigh. Yeah, you think? You think so? Hey, the thing is, I'm still going down every single angle, right? And at times, still, I do give her the benefit of the doubt because I'm asking these questions, right? And I'm hypothesizing. And then she disappoints me. So then I know, right? At that point, I'm like, oh, I gave her the benefit of the doubt. She lied. And so then my original idea about her was probably correct. And so, yeah, that is basically how I've been hypothesizing this whole case since the beginning. Shanann mentions his snoring and him sleeping in the basement in letters and texts. Huh. So he had been sleeping in the basement for the few times that they were together then, right? Here, let's go ahead and bring up the calendar real quick. When we look at the calendar, the only times that Chris spent time with Shanann in Colorado would have been in June. And in August, it really would have only been like 3 days. Look at this. They come back, and it's only 3 days before she leaves for a work trip. So, if anything, this is probably the days that he was sleeping in the basement, right? What do we think? Because by this point, look, Chris went to the ultrasound, but he also canceled his Facebook. He also changed the Dunes, the screensaver to the Dunes. Nichol Kessinger also gave him a key, and then Nichol Kessinger Googles, will the man that I'm seeing marry his mistress? So I believe that this is probably when he was sleeping in the basement. Look at this one. Chris Googles an Audi. He logged into Instagram, and he took the day off, and there's also the doll picture. So do we think that he slept in the basement all 3 days? What do you guys think? That was to someone else about the snoring. Sorry. Oh, wait, what? Wait, what do you mean? His snoring and him sleeping in the basement and letters and texts. Annoying others while you're awake and asleep. Yeah, why in the basement and not the other room? Well, I mean, in the basement, he can more easily play phone twister with Nicole, right? He can more easily like talk to her because he's all the way in the basement, and so he can hear footsteps coming down. He can be like, "Hey, I gotta go. Oh my gosh, she's coming. Bye." Hang up the phone, pretend like he's sleeping. I think it'd be a lot easier than going to the next room, right? Again, this is Shanann. She was already suspicious. I think if he had gone to the next room, she would have just easily walked over and listened, right? And so that's why Chris was going downstairs to where he could freely talk with Nichol Kessinger without getting caught. Again, this is just me though. Love that we can reference the calendar. Yeah. You can still hear it in the other room. Yes. I think that the house was too hot in the summer upstairs. Yes. Oh, yes. Believe me. I mean, if they had if their windows weren't broken or not broken, but the seals weren't broken. Yes, because Shanann said in the text that Chris kissed her before he went to sleep in the basement. Yeah, that was in a couple of days after. So that was after the North Carolina trip. Right. So here. Okay, so should we include that? Let's go ahead and include that in the calendar and put an asterisk next to it if we're wrong. It's fine. Okay, so Chris Watts sleeping in basement. Okay. So now we have, what is this? What's going on? Why is it doing that? Okay, there we go. Oh my goodness, why is it doing that? Here we go. Okay, Chris Watts sleeping in the basement. We're going to put him in, what color is he? Red? Okay. So he was probably sleeping in the basement then the whole week. Do we think that? The 7th, the 8th, and the 9th up until Shanann left for Arizona? That way, look at this. See, that way we can put it for all 3 days, which would make sense, right? Look at this. Return. All of this, sleeping in basement, ultrasound, Facebook, right? He's doing all of this while he's downstairs, maybe. Who knows? Maybe he's doing it in front of Shanann, who knows? But look at this. I think it tracks. I think it especially tracks because he knows how bad Nichol Kessinger was while he was in North Carolina. What do we think? I bet that he was always having, right? I bet, because I am willing to bet on this one. I'm willing to bet that Chris and Nichol Kessinger were fighting the whole time he was in North Carolina. Let's go ahead and look at the phone calls. Let's look at the phone calls and when they were happening. All right, look at these. 82 minutes, 14 minutes, 42 minutes, 68 minutes, 89 minutes, 50 minutes. I think that the whole time that he was in North Carolina, Nichol Kessinger couldn't handle it. She was having a shit fit every single day. And so because of that, he knew that when he got back, there was no way in hell that he was going to sleep next to Shanann in the marital bed because Nichol Kessinger would have flipped her shit. Probably even threatened to come over and tell Shanann everything. I wouldn't put it past her. I think at this point, she's like, hey, if I see or hear that you're sleeping next to Shanann, I'm going to come over and tell her everything. I'm going to force you to make a choice right then and there, Chris. All right, I don't know. Again, right? This is all just me. I think that's probably what happened. And that's why he couldn't be sleeping upstairs. What do we think? Yeah. A witch fit. Yes. She's having a witch fit. Yes. Perfect. Oh my gosh, that's perfect, V-Bug. Chris Watts belongs in the dungeon. He does. Oh, he's such a scumbag. Oh, man. But anyway, all right. Yeah, I think this is it, guys. We added something to the calendar, so anytime we do that is a great day. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and do our very last goodbyes here. Thank you all so much, everybody who supported the channel. Thank you so much for all of the jewels. Thanks, Jenna. Thank you. The jewels and the super chats. Gerald's 2 cents. Thank you so much. LA Woman, Tiger, Eric Isa. Thank you so much. Hot Chocolate Lover. Thank you for becoming a member and for upgrading your membership. Oh, look at this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Hot Chocolate Lover. And then Scalded Skies. Welcome. Welcome to members. Dragon Onion, thank you so much. Angela, thank you so much. And then let's go ahead and do the other one so I won't forget. Tiger, GT. Look at those. Wait, what are those? Oh, I thought those were bats. Wait, is that like a little eagle or something? They're so cute. Soil Blue, thank you so much. Jen, thank you. Tiger, Nini, thank you guys so much. All right. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining today's live stream. Thank you for all of your comments, your jokes, your theories, your opinions, and for answering all of the questions for the poll. Let's go ahead and end it. And we do believe that Nichol Kessinger was listing off the order of operations. All right. Thank you to my moderators. Thank you to my members and my subscribers. If you like this live stream, please, please, please go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and like, share, comment, all the good stuff and hype. And news. So for my moderators, I'm going to give you guys access to Discord. Just Josie, I just saw you. I saw you in my Venmo request, or not Venmo, my Discord request. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna add you. I just saw a little thing in the corner. I'm like, wait, Josie. I'm like, oh, right. So yes, to my moderators, you guys will get Discord access, and we'll do all of our moderation. Anything we want to talk about moderating wise is going to be on Discord. So you guys will have your own little Discord chat box where we can discuss stuff. So yeah. And of course, if you want to go ahead and support the documentary that is on Nichol Kessinger, go ahead and check out my my Patreon. And if you want to support in other ways, there's also my Venmo page for Rabbit Hole Rocks Productions and Rabbit Hole Rocks the channel. So thank you guys so much. Take care. Love you all. And I will see you tomorrow. Thank you guys. Bye guys. How do I join? Oh man, I'm like saying bye and I'm like, how do I join that? Oh man, that's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know, just download Discord. Don't ask me. Boops was helping me how to figure out Facebook, okay? I'm a boomer at heart, okay? Don't ask me how to join things. I don't know. I'm just winging it. I'm joking. Yeah, go ahead and download Discord and then ask just Josie. I mean, Josie found it. So ask her how to do it. I need a link or something. Okay. Dang, you guys. Dang. I can probably get a link now. Yeah, Josie. Yeah, are you able to do that, please? Thank you. Yeah, Josie. I'm gonna employ you with this, right? I'm gonna give you this task. Josie, can you find the link and then get all of our moderators to join Discord, please? Are you able to do that? Thank you so much. Yeah, if you're able to find it out. And then guys, can you go over to the community chat and then figure out how to get Discord access there? Yes, please, because oh man. Yeah, like I said, Boops was helping me figure out Facebook because I'm like, how do I use this? I'm like, is this a post? How do I like? How do I subscribe? So yes. All right, guys. Yeah, anyway, that was it. Thank you guys so much. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time. I'll leave you guys to some ASMR. Bye, guys.